This is the IG5000 5 kW generator. It's designed to run on JP8, but it will also run on virtually any commercial fuel, including gasoline. Let's take a look at it. It has a 4.5 gallon internal fuel tank with a fuel gauge for determining how much fuel is still in it. The generator comes with an external fuel tank, which is simply connected to the external fuel tank connection. It has a leaning valve, which helps the generator operate more efficiently at higher elevations. On the far side, it has a battery starter charge port to ensure the starter battery is fully charged. It has external fuel connectors for both liquid fuel and propane. And it has a rear thermal door that you can slide up and down to help adjust the engine temperature. On the front control panel, it has a low oil warning light, an AC available light, and an overload light. The model you have also has a sensor for carbon monoxide, or a CO sensor. The CO sensor will shut the generator down if it detects deadly carbon monoxide within the vicinity of the generator. So always operate your generators in a well-ventilated area. There's an hour meter that displays the hours on the engine, and a power meter that will illuminate bars to show you what the load on the generator is. There are 3 separate receptacles that are all joined. They're either 120 volt or 240 volt. The first one is a 20 amp receptacle. The second one is a 30 amp receptacle. And the fourth one is the 240 volt receptacle. There is a voltage switch, selector switch, that will select between 120 volts or 120 and 240 volts. This selector switch must be positioned prior to energizing the generator. It is important to know what voltage your equipment operates on so that the switch can be placed in the correct position prior to starting operations. The receptacles are all energized or hot during operations. So if you need to, you can split or separate your load between one or more receptacles. There is an oil gauge for the temperature of the oil. There is an engine gauge for the temperature of the engine. There is a grounding lug so that you can earth ground the generator if the command requires it. These generators come with a floating ground, so earth ground is not necessary, but if the command dictates it, then it must be done. There is a power button that energizes the electronics, a start button for starting the engine, and a fuel select button. The fuel select button allows you to select either the internal fuel tank or the external fuel tank for operations. Straight down is turning the fuel off. There are 2 spaces for ether. Ether, or starter fluid, is what starts the generator when using JP8 fuel. You can remove the covers and you can see the canister of starter fluid. Again, ether is what starts the generator when using JP8 fuel. If you are using gasoline fuel, you do not need to use the ether to start the generator. Now we'll look at the inside controls. You can remove the side panels by loosening the 2 thumb screws. And inside the back of the generator, you will see the oil filler cap and the oil filler hole. You will also see the battery for starting the generator. Inside the front control panel, you will see the battery charge indicator. This light should be illuminated green when the battery is fully charged. You will also see the maintenance kit that contains the tools required to perform basic maintenance on the generator. To start the generator, when using JP8 as the fuel, place the leaning valve in a start position, place the voltage selector switch in the correct position for the voltage of equipment that is being used, ensure the econ switch is in the off position, and turn the main power button on, ensuring that it illuminates blue. Select internal fuel tank, and then press the ether start fluid button for 3 seconds. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000. Now press the green start button until the generator starts. To power down the generator, simply turn the fuel knob to the off position and wait for the engine to stop. This may take 3 to 5 minutes. When gasoline is used as the main fuel, you do not need to use the ether cold start fluid to start the generator. Simply turn on the blue power light, press the green button until it starts. What do you do when the generator just won't start? First thing, check your fuel to make sure that you have fuel in the generator. Check your cold start fluid to make sure that you have cold start fluid for starting the generator. Check the fuel select knob to make sure that you have selected one of the fuel tanks. Check the oil level to make sure that the oil level is correct. And check the battery to make sure that the battery is fully charged. That's the basics of the IG5000 5K generator. If you have further questions, always consult the operator's manual.